Hello students, welcome to my YouTube channel aksharaaalaya. As the segment 2 of microorganisms friend and foe continues here, we will discuss about the helpful part of microorganisms. As we have discussed in our last class, we have now known that what are microorganisms, definition of microorganisms. We know what are the classifications of microorganisms and where do they live. Their habitat ranging from ice cold temperatures to higher temperatures like hot springs and dry regions like deserts. We have also discussed that microorganisms may help us in beneficial way, or they can be helpful and friendly, or they can be harmful also. In this particular video, we will discuss about how the microorganisms will be helpful or how the microorganisms benefit the human life. We will discuss the preparation of curd and bread and preparation of cheese. These are the bakery preparation or household preparations and industry level preparation of wine, acetic acid or alcohol, acetic acid and alcohol. And also we will study the medicinal use or pharmaceutical use of microorganisms as antibiotics and vaccines. And their use does not limit to our household preparation, not to industrial preparation, not only to pharmaceutical preparation. Their use also extend us to the applications of agriculture like increasing soil fertility, that is by nitrogen fixation, or and also they help in maintenance of cleanliness of this environment. So cleanliness by microbes, how this is taken out by microbes and how our environment maintains its balance from production to decomposition. These are the different aspects that we are going to discuss in this segment. So going forward, do you know how your mother prepares curd in your home? Have you seen your mother taking a spoonful of curd and putting into fresh milk, keeping it aside for a night or for some time for its fermentation? You may have seen the magic that milk is suddenly converted into curd after a night. That particular magic is not just a magic but a science. That curd is prepared by, that curd inoculum will contain microbes called lactobacillus. The inoculum which your mother takes, a spoonful of curd, contains live bacteria of lactobacillus, and those lactobacillus divide in milk and produce curd out of that milk. So it is a magic created by microorganisms. Similarly, you have eaten bread, you have consumed cheese, you may have seen the fluffy nature of bread and cakes. That fluffy nature is given by yeast. Yeast is added to the dough or batter used for preparation of cake or bread. What it does is, when the yeast is added to it, kept for some time, those yeast will release carbon dioxide. The released carbon dioxide will enhance the or increase the size of dough or batter used. That increased size is because CO2 released will form a pores in those dough or batter. That formed pore will give a fluffy and soft nature to your breads and soft texture to your cakes. So, yeast is used, or Saccharomyces cerevisiae, scientific name of yeast, is used in the industries of for bread making. Similarly, the cheese is also prepared by many microbes like Penicillium roqueforti and Penicillium species and many other species of fungi. The cheese is prepared with the help of microorganisms. So this was the household preparation or bakery preparation. In larger levels, in industries, we may have seen the preparation of wine or alcohol or wine by use of yeast itself. The preparation of alcohol is done by yeast is mixed with simple sugars or simple sugars of simple sugars of fruits or cashew fruit or any other matter. Barley, rice are used to prepare many beverages which contain alcohol. When the yeast is mixed with these simple sugars, yeast will convert simple sugars into alcohol under anaerobic condition where oxygen is absent. Whole process is called fermentation. What it is called? Fermentation. So we can define that fermentation is a process converting simple sugars into alcohol in the presence of yeast under anaerobic condition. This process of fermentation was found by scientist called Louis Pasteur. This fermentation was found by scientist called Louis Pasteur in 1857. And not only this, the fermentation process also involves production of acetic acid. Acetic acid is produced by some bacteria called Acetobacter species or Acetobacter aceti in specific. Acetobacter species are used to produce acetic acid, which is used in preparation of vinegar. Average concentration of acetic acid in vinegar is around 4 to 5% normally, and it may range from 5 to 10% in different types of vinegar. So production of vinegar requires microorganisms. Production of alcohol, wine or beverages, fermented beverages require microorganisms. The use of microorganism does not only stop here, or it is not restricted to only industrial or domestic means. It also improves our health. It also affects our health and our hygiene. The production of antibiotics and vaccine. First, we will discuss about the production of and use of antibiotics. Antibiotics originally are the secondary metabolites produced by microorganisms. These secondary metabolites are produced by microbes or fungi, bacteria or fungi for their survival. As other competitive microbe will compete with them for survival, they should survive. So if they have to survive, they should produce some secondary metabolites. which are released to for their defensive purpose, like tetracycline, streptomycin, are the different types of metabolites. These are released by bacteria and fungi itself. Those metabolites are extracted by humans for our welfare and they are used as antibiotics. When a doctor prescribes you antibiotic, when you go to a doctor, you have a fever and you say that I have a fever, doctor, what should I do? He will give an injection and prescribe you a paracetamol and an antibiotic. That antibiotic will kill the harmful microorganisms or the pathogens present in your body and makes you or helps you to recover from fever. So the function of antibiotics is used to kill or make the pathogens non-working, or they will block their activity. So antibiotics was first found by the scientist called Alexander Fleming. Alexander Fleming found first antibiotic called penicillin, which which is also called as a wonder drug. It helped many soldiers at the time of World War, and this penicillin was found in almost 1925. It was found and used before, but the official time period is 1925. It helped many soldiers during World War II for their infection, gangrenes and all. So it is also called penicillin. Penicillin is also called a wonder drug. It was a first antibiotic. Later, tetracycline, streptomycin, erythromycin, many antibiotics are found and used. These antibiotics are not only used for humans, but they are also mixed with feeds of animals to protect them from microbial contamination or microbial attack. This is given to cattle, hens and other animal livestock. Not only this, but we have heard the term called vaccination. At least during the COVID time, we have known the term vaccination and vaccine. Vaccine is actually a dead and attenuated part of live microbe, dead or attenuated part of microbe or microbe itself. How to understand how vaccine works, I will give you a general example. For example, there is a inter-school competition held in your school. You are playing a kabaddi match. You are a defender and you are defending a rider coming in. There is a new rider coming in, making a ride. You don't know how he moves, whether he keeps his right leg forward, will he move backward, or will he use his hands to touch you or touch other defenders and take a point. 1 and 2 rides which he makes, you doesn't know how to tackle him, because you don't know how his mechanism is, how he raids. But after 2 raids, you will come to know how he moves his leg, how he touches a defender, how he takes a point, how he utilizes a loophole which you have. So now you know how to tackle him, because you have a memory created by previous experiences. So you are able to tackle him in his 3rd raid and you will get a point. Similarly, vaccine will create a memory. When a real microbes attack you, they will invade your human body, or they will invade the human body and exploit the nutrition of our body. They will silently divide so that our immune system will be active. immune system will be active after recognizing these microbes and produce antibodies. Antibodies are produced by B cells, T cells, defensive structure. Antibodies are produced which will bind to microbes and kill them. But some microbes are so well sophisticated that they will divide faster, and the antibodies produced by our body will not be sufficient. It will be dangerous case. It can also lead to death or other severe cases. So to avoid these circumstances, what vaccine does is, when the vaccine is injected to our body, as vaccine is dead and attenuated part of microbe itself. So our body recognizes that as some microbe, microbe only. So produces some antibodies. As the microbes are already dead or attenuated, they are not functional, they can't divide or they can't harm. So they will be easily tackled by the antibodies produced by the our body, and they will be killed easily. During this process, the memory cells will register those microbial structure. Now our body knows how to tackle this particular microbe after vaccination. So when the real microbe enters our body after vaccination, our body already knows how to tackle a problem. You know how to tackle a raider as per the memory. Our body knows how to tackle a real microbe as it has got vaccinated. So it will be easy for our body to prepare for defensive position. Like it can activate its immune system in very fast manner when compared before vaccination. This is how vaccination helped us to overcome many diseases like smallpox, TB, polio. Polio is a vaccine which you take 1 or 2 drops in your mouth is a vaccine, and many countries have overcome many diseases like tuberculosis, polio, smallpox by the help of vaccination. Without vaccination, controlling all these diseases would be very difficult. So microorganisms also helped us to have a defense system or immune system ready to tackle those diseases. So vaccine was found by Edward Jenner. He is a scientist who found vaccine. It was firstly found for smallpox, and that too for cows, and then it was used for humans. Edward Jenner found the term vaccine, or he found first vaccine for the smallpox. And as we proceed to last topic, it increases the soil fertility by nitrogen fixation. As you know, nitrogen is a gaseous molecule and it can't be accessible to plant roots. Plant roots are submerged in or integrated to soil, and they cannot access the atmospheric nitrogen. The bacteria which are present in soil will fix this atmospheric nitrogen into plant roots. They are called nitrogen fixers or biological nitrogen fixers. At the end of this chapter, you will learn more about how the biological nitrogen fixers fix the atmospheric gaseous nitrogen to the roots of plants, or how they will fix it to the soil. Not only this, they will also improve the soil fertility by the process of decomposition. If you put a peel of vegetable or unwanted parts of fruit into soil, vegetable peels, unwanted parts of fruits. If you put it into soil, if you see after 4 or 5 days, after a week, they will be degraded or decomposed. Is it right? Decomposed. This process is called decomposition. You may wonder how the whole veg peels and parts of fruits are now a part of soil and invisible. That is because of some fungi, some bacteria which will decompose the complex matter into simple structure like nutrients. Simple structure like nutrients which will be utilized by soil for the growth of plants. As this decomposition process breaks the complex structure into simple nutrients, and those nutrients will be used by the plants for their growth. See how the cycle of life is very interesting. It does not waste any part that it have produced. Nature does not waste. It will decompose and it will reuse it. But human is not the same. He will produce plastic, but he does not know how to decompose it. So nature is a wonderful example for us to live sustainably. So we can also try making manures or what we call compost in your homes. You can collect the waste peels of veg peels, parts of fruits which your mother have left after cutting. You can put it into soil, wait for a week, they will decompose and your soil will be enriched. You can either put it directly into the roots of soil, or you can make a separate pit where you can dump veg peels and parts of fruits so that decomposition will occur. You will get a nutrient rich compost. You can use it for gardening purposes. You can make this activity to learn from nature. So these are the helpful aspects of microorganisms discussed in your subject as per your syllabus. And in coming classes, we will also study the harmful part. Not only that, we will also study the nitrogen cycle and process of nitrogen fixation. So, as we end this segment, we will summarize what we have studied. We have studied preparation of curd, breads and cakes using microbes, and preparation of wine, alcohol, beverages and acetic acid, that is used in vinegar, and also use of them in production of antibiotics and vaccines, and help of microorganisms in increasing soil fertility, that is by nitrogen fixation, and also cleanliness of environment by the process of decomposition of complex material into simple nutrients that will be also used in enrichment of soil in nutrients. So this was the content for this video. Hope this topic was understandable and you have got some knowledge by hearing this video. If you like this video, this attempt, please like, share and subscribe Akshara We will meet in some other segment with new topics of science. Thank you.